What's going on, everybody? It's Top Bets. We are back at it, fresh off of a bye week. I guess we had last week because I could not talk. I was literally had a sinus infection, so luckily got on some amoxicillin. We're officially done. I feel like I'm back to 95%. I'd say so. Apologize for the bye week last week, but that did not stop us from having another Sunday sweat with good old Tommy Fleetwood, buddy, and did not happen. But as always, here with my man Teaser Nation. What's up, buddy? How are you feeling?
Yeah, good, man. Glad you're feeling a little bit better this week. But yeah, I mean, sick or not, we still can't get an outright across the finish line either way. So, yeah, I honestly thought for a little bit there, I was like, he always fools you. Like he's like, oh, Eagles 15. You're like, oh shoot, this might be the week. I'm like, I wish I had him. And then it's like, it's Tommy Fleetwood. He does some stupid shit to lose it. So, yeah, it was a good. Honestly, a couple. I think round scores were pretty good to me this week. That was really the only thing. Obviously, just kind of eyeing up some unders. It played pretty tough, but honestly, it was a good finish. It was kind of not like my favorite guys up there, but congrats to Poston. He was insanely. I think he lost negative strokes off the tee and still won, which was like the first time that's happened there.
That Friday round by him was unbelievable.
Yeah, even like multiple pros were like, that's one of the hardest rounds they've had all year, and he shot 7 under and gained like 9 strokes, which was insane. So yeah, I mean, hats off to him. Approaches were dialed. So yeah, it was a good week. I think it played tough. I honestly enjoyed watching, and I kind of wish it didn't really rain there because I think it kind of would have played a lot different on Saturday, Sunday, but overall it's pretty good there.
Yeah, we didn't get to recap the Charles Schwab either. I had Spawn and Wiesner out there too. So I mean, I was.
Yeah, he's been on it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm right there. It is unbelievable how many. And then I've had like 3 or 4 3 balls or 2 balls get sniped by one guy. So it is a matter of time before it just absolutely just starts falling again for me.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we had NBA last night, Game 3. That was fun to watch there at the Garden. Got MLB in full swing. We got I think Game 4 of the NHL, Stanley Cup tonight. So tons of action as always. Hit us up, for the Sharp Bros Discord. Link is below. This week we got the RBC Canadian Open, which is basically plug and play Canadians and just move on. And then we got the US Open next weekend. So we got third major. That's the third major of the year, right?
Yeah.
So we got the third major. Next week we'll have another Tuesday show. I will be out of my state, but we'll still have a bunch of plays there. So a lot to tune in for, a lot to have a lot of optimism for moving on. So
I think that'll be a good one. We'll have a longer stream for that, but yeah, that should be a fun one. A lot of rumors are going to make it pretty tough. So coming off the PGA Championship, they were unhappy with how they want to show out and make it even harder. So that'll be interesting going into that. But
all right, well, we got the RBC today. We will go over outrights. Well, first, Teaser will take us through attributes, course history, all of that, and then we'll go into the outrights and then go through some placements, some DFS talk, and our tournament matchups. What's going on, Trent? What's up, buddy? Yep, missed us last week. Yeah, that was my bad. I texted Teaser. I was like, I'm literally dying. I cannot talk. So, not good when you do a podcast and you can't speak. So, but yeah, nonetheless, we had another sweat, but we're going. We're going to dive in this week. Teaser, take it away. What do we got to know about? I think it's the second time they're playing this course in a row for RBC.
Yeah, TBC Toronto played it last year. I remember last year I had outright on Burns in the playoff against Fox, and he misses a 5-footer to win it. So, great memories of this always. And then Jim Nantz before, he's one of the best putters on tour. Love hearing that from Burns, and usually never makes it after Jim Nantz says that. But so yeah, it's obviously par 70, 7,400 yards. It's pretty long for a par 70. I think there's only 2 par 5s. So I think, obviously the big thing this week that everyone's been kind of talking about is wide fairways. So you can kind of just, hit it down there anywhere. Carry distances is a big thing this week, so you can kind of carry it over the stuff. Approach play, super important. Greens and regulations were like the highest last year, so there's pretty big greens in general. So that kind of nullifies the short game really this week. It's pretty straightforward. There's not much to it. Pretty much the opposite of what we kind of looked into last week with the rough and the tough conditions. Not really a putting fest either, like not really going to be a birdie fest. It's kind of the middle of the pack in difficulty. So it's more of 3 putts, kind of keep those down and outside 15 feet. Greens are bent and POA mix. So yeah, I don't think we're kind of going to be looking off the tee and positioning approach with the wedges. I think that's kind of more of the yardages this week is 125 to 175 or just 175 in general. So yeah, I think my keys this week, I'll just be kind of narrowing bombers, and honestly, I'm just going to start looking at guys who are in form because as we see, we're always like, why don't we just double up on a guy from week to week? Like this year, especially, there's just guys playing out of their mind from like 3 weeks in a row. So I think there's a few guys this week that kind of go under that category, like Alex Fitzpatrick. If you want to take a look at him, there's Wrighton who's playing great golf last week. So I think that's a key to look at this week too, is recent form as well.
Just take those guys and ride them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it leaned more towards bombers last year. Yeah. Not saying that, short-term hitters can't get there. It's just I think there's less, it doesn't hurt you off the tee if you're long or in the rough or whatnot. So I would probably lean distance over accuracy this week. Not saying, you couldn't have someone that just tears up par 4 scoring, doesn't miss a fairway, plays boring golf, and then shoots, 15, 16 under and wins the tournament. So, but if you're, when you're doing your outrights, favor distance over accuracy there. But yeah, look for, I wouldn't say it's going to be like I said, an absolute birdie fest, but yeah, they're going to have to shoot low, but very few par 5s. So par 4 scoring will be big time to rate your guys and, as you're playing, as you're deciding between a couple of them. So let's go to the outright board real quick. The nice part about this one is that there's no Scotty, which for us, we've been looking like geniuses, unlike years past where, it's plus 300. You just don't take Scotty. And, last year we looked completely like idiots doing that. It was just free money to do so. This year, a lot better. Now we have my boy Tommy Fleetwood leading tournaments at basically 12 to 1. Any chance you touch Tommy Fleetwood at that number?
No.
I just wanted to hear
11, especially after I was like, I know you had him, but I was so tempted on that 33 to 1 last week, and it's just like
the number.
It was a great number. Like I was looking at that, and I picked Fitz over it. I don't know why, but yeah, Fleetwood. It was just once he creeps into that middle 30s, I think that's kind of where he belongs because he can't finish. But from now on, I'll take that number. I haven't really looked into the U.S. Open odds, but I'm curious to know what he is there. But yeah, I think anything under, you're not going to take Tommy Fleetwood as a favorite, especially like at a course like this. I'm not going to be feeling any type of way if I missed a Tommy Fleetwood 1150 to 1. I'm not going to be mad at all. So
no, but that is solely number based. So I mean, if you're going to see Tommy Fleetwood on the leaderboard on Sunday, would not shock me. But the number is just not there. That's what we're saying on Tommy. So, and then you got Fitzy, Burns going basically in that same 12 to 1 range.
That's a pass too.
Yeah. I don't think you can. I really, really like Burns, and I think he played phenomenal last week. Besides the that was it 18 hole where he had a 17
bridge. Yeah.
And that second shot where he was aggressive with it, and he had to be, but then you knew it was going to go left. Yeah. But Burns and Fitzy there at 12 to 1, very, very tough to take. So probably fading those guys. And if you're playing DFS, those are basically the top 3 guys. You got Fleetwood at 25%, Burns at 23%, and Fitzy coming in at like 22%. So those 3 will be very popular this week for good measure. Very, very attractive names at the top there. But then you got Wyndham, Morikawa, Bobby Mack, Wrighton, which is an absolutely insane number at 25-1. Rose, Koepka, and Nikolai Hogard rounding out the 23 to 30-1. Anybody in that range you're liking there?
Oh man, it's still like some of those names, like you said, it's just tough to take. Like even Wyndham at 23. I mean, he's probably has the best recent form out of anyone right now.
Yeah.
Guy's been playing crazy. But right now, I don't know about that number. Maybe like DraftKings or like a one and done play. Maybe you think about him because good form. I just can't get by on that number. I think Hogard would be the only one at like close to 30-1. Maybe find a better number somewhere else that can get you into the low 30s, mid 30s. But yeah, I think that's kind of the only guy you can kind of take a peek at there where it's like it is a takeable number. I think he's a pretty good fit with this course. Obviously doesn't have the greatest.
Who is that?
Hogard.
Yeah, he's one that pops to me for sure.
So
the length there. I mean, I was on him. Gosh dang it, where was I at him?
It was a Truist, right?
Truist, yeah. It was such a snipe because it was like 50 or 60-1.
Yeah,
and I knew Obama was going to play well there, and he hits the crap out of the ball. So I do love him this week. The number I absolutely just cannot stand at 29-1. So
it's tough. I know. Yeah. I think you would have to get try to shop for another number to get in the 30s. But yeah, honestly, if I'm looking at that, like I probably would feel the most comfortable with Wyndham at 24, even though it's still a bad number. But that's kind of it from that range. I'm
probably going to be dumb for saying this, but I still don't mind Brooks at 27-1. I think he in that range, Brooks at 27-1 makes more sense than taking a Wrighton at 25-1 or a Hogard at 29 because Brooks has win equity. In my opinion, he's got a win equity, and just overall, I feel like he could win this tournament, and it would not shock anybody. So don't mind Koepka there. I'm not saying he's on my outright card, but man, that makes some sense there at 27-1 in this week tournament field. That's what I'm getting at there. Trent, what's up, buddy? Says, give me Jackson Suber this week. Yeah, he's been playing phenomenal. Pretty good golf there. I don't even know what his outright is.
Probably 60s or 70s.
He does rate pretty good in some models I look at.
It's just with him. Is he ever going to finish? Is that like the thing with him? He's been on a few leaderboards. He might be north of 100. Yeah, he's actually 185-1. So
damn.
Yeah, would be a good. I think it would be a good placement play. I don't know if I trust him.
DK does those top 20, those top 20 parlays, or if you're doing a 2-ball, 3-ball play, I do like him for DFS. Very, very good sub 5% play with Suber. Another guy. I mean, we're talking sleepers there. Doug Gim. I know he can't putt for damn, but if we're going to go distance on somebody, Doug Gim's pretty good. And you never know. His putter might just get absolutely obliteratingly hot. So another sleeper there for sub 5%. Doug Gim and Suber for sure. So two guys could go there. Let's keep going down the leaderboard there. 30 to 40 range. You got Victor, Lowry, Noren, Bridgman, Alex Fitzpatrick, Thorby, Aaron Rye. Any of those guys stick out to you?
It's honestly, this board it's kind of tough this week. I mean, obviously, it's not much. I mean, it's just a lot of guys under their normal price because obviously it's not a strong field that I don't trust to win. Like Alex Fitzpatrick, another name, like I said, who's been great in the last month. But it's 39-1 on a guy who hasn't won yet and just still trying to break through. It's tough. So I guess Thor can be another guy, like 40. I know they hang that now. I know that's your guy, like obviously a bomber. Another guy
I like him. I think I'm going to be back on him.
I would not put that past you to be on 41.
He just can't put 4 damn rounds together, but hey, when he does, I'm not missing out. God damn it.
Right. So I've seen him a lot. So honestly, out of that range, I probably would take. I mean, probably would like Thor the most. Um,
Yeah.
Say like another name. I mean, obviously we're going to talk about the Canadians a lot, but like Nick Taylor at 46 to 1,
Yep.
just can't really look past them in their home country. Obviously, it's like means a lot to them. So I mean, they like to play better there. So I think
Yep.
him at 46 to 1, kind of just like every time he wins, it's just out of the blue anyway. So I think yeah, I think that's a pretty good number. And then just sort of kind of another guy to kind of round off the, I guess, 50s going into the 50s is Michael Brennan. Seen him pop out a little bit.
Yep.
Obviously, we're going to want him at more of a course like this. Once again, he's more of a guy with the short game putter issues. Obviously, short game here isn't the greatest thing chipping wise, but yeah, if he can kind of hold that putter, I think he can be in the mix too and kind of get a win here. So I think I like that number as well, 54.
Yeah, and I don't hate Aaron Rye here if you want to go a little, I would say contrarian, I guess. If you're just going to go, hey, no bomber, but you're going to say a guy that's just not going to miss many fairways, go elite short game, iron play, Aaron Rye fits that bill at 41 to 1. So not awful there. Nick Taylor makes a lot of sense, like we talked about. Fox, if you want to take him 52 to 1. I like Meisner still. I think he's playing phenomenal golf.
Yep.
And he was right there at the Truist, just couldn't put it together putt wise on Sunday. But he's another
Schwab,
guy.
Or Schwab.
Sorry, Schwab. Yeah, Schwab. And he, again, and he was one that I kind of backed up where I wanted him the week before. And then I was like, you know what, let's play him this week, and play pretty well. So guys in really, really good form. Do not mind playing back to Meisner, who is, I think, 65 to 1. So not bad. Corey Connors, I think is back but I still think he's back in the mix this week at 72 to 1. Just based on not obviously recent form or whatnot, but
he's been horrendous this year. I just looked at his stuff, and it's crazy. Honestly, like the 72 is pretty intriguing, but there is a reason for it. But it's kind of like, he could just pop off at any moment because we've seen him do it before. That's a tough one because obviously Canadian and everything. So maybe gets him going. This tournament gets him going this year. So
top 30 here last year, and I mean before that, he's had 2 top 10s at the Canadian Open, top 20 in there. I know that wasn't the same course, but a guy that gets up, for this event at 72 to 1, and he's sub basically 10% on DFS. Can't complain with that. I mean, especially with the pedigree of Corey Connors. I feel like people are just missing the boat on him, I think. But
we just saw a post and win with absolutely zero form. So
exactly.
Say it doesn't happen.
If anybody was on posting last week, that's
zero.
Crazy. I don't know who would have put their hard-earned money on that guy, but kudos to anybody that backed up with JT posted. All right. Any long shots that you're looking at this week? Heat some money plays.
Sudar Sean, I mean, he's 74. He popped off earlier in the Florida swing, but just a guy who can hit some wedges, iron play. Always got to look at Jaeger, 88 to 1. Probably won't ever finish it again, but always got to look at his number down in that range. Zach Boshu's another name, 140 to 1, where he's been playing some good golf the past month. And then like Trent just mentioned, Suber as well. I think Suber's a good guy, just kind of makes birdies in bunches. He's been kind of trending lately. We saw him at the Byron Nelson kind of in contention there. Just another guy. Obviously, that's why he's at 185 to 1, but kind of a new guy on tour. Just kind of can't put all 4 rounds together, but maybe he kind of breaks through. So that's honestly a pizza money play, not a bad play. Maybe like a top 10 or top 20 as well.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Couple of long shots. I'm looking at Smotherman, even though he's tough to take. 125 to 1, but somebody who played very, very well early on. Maybe he rounds back into form here. A guy I think is in pretty good overall golfer that just lost kind of his mojo a little bit. But I like him. And the other one, I think, isn't Greyersman back there? Yeah, 88-1, Max Gracerman, sorry. He's played better as of late, but he's also one guy that I like when it's, a bomber style or a distance guy. I know he's coming off of a cut there at Charles Schwab, but, he had 38, 31, T14, T9 before that. So a guy who's been playing fairly solid golf as of late, not a terrible number there at 88-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody else way down there. But yeah, I don't mind that the super play, but Trent mentioned he's probably gonna be more on like 2 balls, 3 balls action
sure.
that I'd play, or a top 20 play that you're looking to do.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to matchups as we get out of here. So yeah, they're in 3 balls for round 1. That's nice. Tournament matchups.
I kind of obviously Meissner's there over Sudarshan. I mean, that's. I guess we didn't really talk about, or I kind of glossed over Morikawa, but yeah, he's another guy. He took a couple weeks off. Don't know really where his back injury or stuff is. So I do want to see him. Like, I want to see some form this week because he could be a potential play next week at the U.S. Open because obviously he could hit some fairways and stuff. But
yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, he's 24-1, but I'm just one of those guys. I can't take Colin.
Yeah, so I hopefully just kind of a week he gets right a little bit. I guess I don't even. These are pretty well done on DraftKings, the matchups right now that I'm looking at. But
yeah,
Alex Fitzpatrick versus Thor. That's a tough one.
Nick Taylor over Ryan Fox.
That's honestly a good one.
Yeah,
I think I might do that one because it's like, I mean, Fox did win here last year, but has 0 form. Obviously, been through a big, kind of a major surgery this year. So, yeah, he hasn't really shown anything this year for me to take in.
Of course, they pair Hogard and Brooksy together.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
But
like they know.
I wonder when Bridgman's going to get back to it. He had that win at what is it, Genesis? And then he just kind of faded.
Horrendous ever since, pretty much. Yeah.
And then I don't know. It's interesting. And then you got we really didn't talk about Victor, but just another guy just has been terrible this year.
No need to even waste your breath on Victor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe Rye over Keith Mitchell or Taylor over Fox for me. Like those would be the 2 that I like.
Yeah,
Aaron Rye. I like him this week. I'm not afraid to go back to the well there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think he's played. Has he played since he won? Or I think
he played last week at Memorial. Yeah. I think he did decent. I think he finished like maybe top 20.
Let's see.
I think it was a pretty.
Yeah, he's top 20. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
48th, 5th, 1st, T19. So
yeah,
I'm okay. I'm okay with him. Didn't play here last year, but overall pretty good track record at the Canadian Open. Just in general, T13, T3, T14. Might make some sense there with Aaron Rye. I don't know if he's going to win again, but if he did, I would not be surprised there. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I think that's
you want to end on?
Short and sweet. Do a couple. Don't go too heavy this week because we're definitely doing that next week. So
yeah,
going into the U.S. Open. So.
U.S. Open will be fun. We'll have a bunch of round plays, especially in the Discord. But yeah, we'll keep at it. We're gonna get some more 2 balls, more 3 balls, and then next week I'll be out of the state, so I'm gonna play a lot more on Underdog. So I'll share my code if you guys want to sign up with it too. So
that's a fun one too.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. We will see you guys next week for the 3rd major of the year. See you guys.